5 minutes.
Thank you very much, and thank you to our panel for being with us. I want to start by associating myself with the remarks of Representative Schrader. I think we do have options to shore up the Affordable Care Act, and they're bipartisan, and we should work together to get that done. I'm very concerned about the efforts of this administration to sabotage the Affordable Care Act, and I do agree that some of our colleagues on the other side of the aisle are trying to throw really a monkey wrench in terms of the status quo of the Hyde Amendment and trying to disrupt our ability to provide health insurance for all Americans. I want to talk about H.R. 1425, the reinsurance bill, and I'm a proud supporter, co-sponsor with my colleagues Angie Craig and Scott Peters. Why would a state, and I'll direct this, Mr. Lee, at you, why would a state seek to develop its own reinsurance program if there was a federal reinsurance? That's a place to start.
Really good question. I think that a state wouldn't. If the mechanism was reinsurance, they'd probably go with a federal administration. The issue is if proportionally a state could get the same amount of funds that would have been used for reinsurance and instead target in a different way, states might do that. I gave the example of our Governor Newsom has said, we want to bring back a penalty and expand subsidies, targeting people right above the cliff. We have working middle class Americans, I'm sure in New Hampshire as well in California, that really need help. Reinsurance lowers costs for everybody, saves the federal government a lot of money, but it may make a state, for a particular state, say we want to target particular populations. But it would not make sense to me. I can't imagine a state that would take the money and just do reinsurance.
And I agree with you, we want to target that. I was visiting with a hospital the other day that has dropped the uninsured population showing up at their hospital from 9% down to 3%, but it's how to get at that 3%, the working low-income people and younger people, honestly. You mentioned the increased riskiness of the individual market making reinsurance a tool to control costs. Is there a point at which the market becomes too risky for even reinsurance to work? And again, back to the sabotage by this administration, making these markets unstable.
I think there is. I'm not sure what it is, but you look at, again, Massachusetts, California, Washington, other states with state-based marketplaces, we've maintained enrollment over the last years. Federal marketplace states have seen mammoth drops in new enrollment. Many of those states have seen premiums rise so high that people without subsidies are largely only sick people, because healthy people have been priced out entirely. Reinsurance would help. I don't think in many of those states it would help enough. A 7% reduction of premiums when those states have seen an 85% premium increase in the last 5 years is good, but is it enough? Probably not. And so I think one of the challenges is reinsurance is a tool, but it needs to be part of a broader issue of doing marketing, doing outreach, a whole range of things that in much of the nation is not currently happening.
And I want to get at the sabotage again, because they've created a catch-22. This administration is sabotaging the Affordable Care Act and then turning around and saying rates have gone up. But you mentioned the proliferation of junk health plans and other efforts by the Trump administration to sabotage. Are you concerned that the efforts of this administration over the last year may push these markets past a tipping point? And again, tying into your comment about how reinsurance can be helpful.
Well, I think absolutely encouraging healthy people to buy products that look cheap but might not be there for them when they get sick, both is risky for those individuals that buy the products and damages the risk pool, raises costs for everybody. I do think, I'm not sure what a tipping point is, because while we continue to have the subsidies, people that get subsidies will always have a market. The only problem is without doing marketing, they won't even know it's there.
And I do have legislation around the 1332 waivers that to try to keep us from reaching that point. Ms. Morris-Gastier, as a New Hampshire neighbor to Massachusetts, I'm especially interested. Why didn't Massachusetts seek a 1332 waiver for reinsurance?
It is something we've looked at. Massachusetts, looks at different options for flexibility, and if we find opportunities that can help our market in terms of affordability and stability, we're interested in those, so long as they don't, deteriorate any of the important market conditions or consumer protections that we've long held as critically important. Our market right now is largely stable. We'll continue to look at opportunities for reinsurance, but as Mr. Lee noted, it does require at present a lot of state resources to invest in these 1332 waivers. So something we'll continue to look at, but to date hasn't struck us as compelling for our market.
Well, and hopefully if we can get this bipartisan legislation passed, you'll have that option. So thank you. I yield back, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Now,